So I'm sick of this area being just garbage underneath the trampoline, so we're going to do something with it today. I've got my friendy here to help me, who thinks it's hilarious that he's going to be on YouTube. So what we're going to do today is clear all the grass out, level it off a bit, put some road base and some pebbles down, build a fire pit there, hopefully that's not too tall that it impacts anyone jumping on the trampoline, and the trampoline's on top of it, and then when we want to sit around it we can shoot the trampoline down into the yard and have somewhere nice to sit. So this is not going to be an instructional video because I have really no idea what I'm doing. We're just going to make it up as we go along. So, but if you like what it looks like at the end, feel free to copy along. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck into it. Say hello to Ian.
Hi.
So while Ian's doing that with the Scarifier, he's using the Ryobi Scarifier just to try and dig some of the dead grass and stuff out so we can scoop it up. This is what we're going to use. And there's the fire pit blocks there that I bought that I'm going to try and do something with. That's road base out of one of the local quarries, and just some river pebbles, 20mm river pebbles. So we'll put the, hopefully you can see, we'll put the road base down. I haven't got, probably should have got more depth wise, but I didn't really want to excavate too much. It doesn't need to be that big of a project, I don't think. So I've got enough to make about 40 or 50mm of road base once compacted. I hired a compactor plate and then another 40mm of the river pebbles on top of that, and then we'll compact that down as well. So it should bring the whole thing about 80 or 90mm off the ground, and somewhere in there we're going to bury a little bit of the fire pit so that it's not sitting quite as proud off the ground. So the fire pit blocks, I think, might go on top of the road base and then the pebbles around the outside, but when we get to that I'll see what it looks like and make a better decision then, I suppose. So we'll see how Ian's going with the Scarifier and try and get some of this grass and stuff up so we've got a nice clean base to work with. Okay, so we have, as you can see, we've cleared out the grass from this section. Ian ran the Scarifier over a bunch of times, ran the mower over a bunch of times, and I'd round up the area beforehand a couple of weeks ago, so it's all dead, but now it's just this nasty dead stuff, which is fine. Still a lot of roots and runners under there, which is surprising considering the reno this area had probably 18 months ago, but just goes to show how nasty Kaiku can be when it wants to be. So what we're doing now is I've just measured the centre of this area. I want the fire to be the centre of this whole section from the Fatinia hedge all the way over to the Colorbond over there. So I've put my peg in the ground where I'm going to make it, and then I'll mark out around the size of the fire pit. We might drop the level of the ground down there a little bit so we can sink those blocks in, because what I'm worried about is when the trampoline's back over the top of it, I don't want it to be tall enough. I mean, my kid's only little, but if she has a bunch of friends around, or I have a few drinks and decide to jump on the trampoline, I don't want anyone to jump and hit the fire pit and break an ankle or something, so I've got to make sure it's still low enough that it's not going to impede any of that. So we'll drop the level down a little bit, put the bricks in, and then keep barrowing this road base in, compact it down and see how we go. This compactor plate, which some eagle-eyed viewers may see is not battery powered, but I don't think you can get a battery powered one. And if you can, I haven't seen one, so I've never used one before. I don't know how it works. The guy did show me, but I'm sure it can't be that hard. little bit. Always wear ear protection.
What?
Huh? Huh? All the road base is now compacted-ish. And we're going to lay some weed matting down across the whole area in an attempt to stop the grass growing up through it over time. I'm sure it will anyway, but if we keep on top of it with the weed killer stuff, it should be alright. But this is just the cheapy plastic weed mat from Bunnings, so we'll see how it goes. Hey! Huh? Cool. Okay, first row of the fire pit is now in. That is a trickier task than it may seem. I had to level each block left and right, and then level the whole fire ring left and right, which may seem like common sense to some people, but it may not to some others. So if I chuck my level on, that is pretty bloody good, I reckon, even if I say so myself. So Ian's doing a great job of putting all these pebbles around, and soon enough we'll glue the second row of fire pit bricks on with some with some landscape glue. We'll glue those on and let them dry, finish putting these in, and hopefully it'll start to look like a nice little area. So keep on keeping on. So, because these little guys have a little lip on them down here ordinarily for when you're making a retaining wall, they lock into each other. It's no good, because if you set them back for the second row for that little lip, it makes the circle smaller and you end up with an odd number of bricks that don't complete the circle. So I had to just go through and knock them all off with a hammer, those little edges. It's a little bit untidy, but on the inside of the fire pit you don't really see it. So I'm happy with that place now. I've just checked it's all nice and level. I'll take them all off again and glue them down. Nice one. Get you a mate who does work like that for you. There we go. well, there you go. We have a fire pit that we've now got to work out how to decorate and put chairs and stuff around and still be able to put the trampoline over here out of the way. But that was a solid day's work, and yeah, I think it came out alright. I'll put some photos of it up that I've taken that are from my phone and whatnot to show you what it looks like overall in the yard, but I think it looks good. And yeah, thank you to Ian for his help. It's a big help. Now back into the lawn stuff. The season's about to kick off, so we'll be doing some more grass content. I'm not going to do a full reno this year, but I am going to do a bit of a mini reno. Not back to dirt or anything like that, but certainly get it back into shape. There's a heap of weed and stuff, so if you're interested to see how we go, stick around and see the next few videos of that. And as always, catch you next time on the Line On.